Hi, welcome back to another page layout process video. I have my picture here, and as I have shared previously, these are some of the pages or papers that I'm hoping to use. I do have a 12 by 12 background. I'm hoping to use this and this piece of paper as well in the scrapbook process, so it might be a band. And I'm thinking to change it up. I might do that because the last layout I did was kind of all kind of centered down the centered down the middle. And I did pull out some cut aparts and also some, yeah, these are all pretty much cut aparts, and they're from scrap papers. I don't know if I will use them all. I did pull them out to bring out variety in the colors or pull in more colors, like this teal. I really like that big two. I do like this journaling spot here. I like these elements of whenever you take pictures, you can always add a camera. This is not anything particular, but it does bring out more of that color teal in. And so if I decide that I can use any of these, that would be great. If I don't use them, that's okay too. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this process. I have a couple of more embellishments here, except I didn't leave them laying down here because of this glare. And so I wanted to use this Best Never Rest. I had a pizza on here, and maybe even this Feed Me. That's hilarious to me, and I'm sure my sister will get my humor. Same kind, we share the same kind of humor. There's this yellow arrow or this you've got this, and that all depends on if I bring in any of the other colors. And so since I brought in that Chamel, I think I'm not too sure why I brought this in, but I had it in here in this page kit, and so obviously I thought of something, so I'm gonna have a look at it once I go to the embellishing. And then this is the alpha that I'm hoping to use. I don't know if I have anything that says brothers on this, but it is family related. If I end up using or finding something that says brothers, oh, there's a brother right there, so I might. But for sure, first job. And I think I had already looked at the alphas to see if the title, if I was able to complete the title. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing I'm doing here is adding the background, and I'm trying to see if I like the position of the photograph on the pattern paper. This is double-sided paper from a Die Cuts with a View, and I think I am making, or I have a video filmed on all of these page layouts that kits that I made, and so I knew that I had this pattern paper in mind for this picture. I think I'm going to edit that video next so that I have it come out before this one. I just wanted to get started on something. I am layering all of these pieces of paper since I've already done that with the photograph itself. I did layer a lot of those pre-cut or scratch pieces of papers that I've had as leftovers. I did like this idea of having this happy over on the side. I think I might do it on another layout. I just didn't do it for this one. I loved this big number 2. It's from a Chamel paper pad. I can't remember the name of the collection, but I think it had the word stories in it. It's one of her one of the first few collections, I'm sure. I did like the way this layered up underneath this teal piece, and I decided to move the 2 only because I think it's competing too much with the big square down at the bottom left-hand corner. And so I decided to give it its own space or balance of the space, since I feel like this layout is cut in half because of the photograph and that journaling block. I decided that I wanted to slip this piece of paper into this other journaling block. I don't know why I decided to make my life a lot harder than it needs to be. I could have just cut it and layered it on top, or cut half of that hello in. But no, I decided that I wanted to slip it in. It have kind of like a Polaroid effect coming out of the paper. And then I decided to go even further tediousness and cut out the word hello from the actual piece of paper. I did leave like a white border around it, only because I didn't think I was going to be able to cut this right on the yellow part of the word. And then I slipped it in. I decided I liked that effect. It kind of gave the hello a pop-out look, or popped up look. And then I decided to also go on a cutting frenzy and cut the ampersand out. I'm glad I didn't try to cut the inside holes, I guess, to the ampersand. And I tried a scratch piece of blue paper that didn't work behind the hello. I cut this film strip in half because I did like the look of it. I like that I added, I didn't think about it at the time, but I think my brain said it needed some of the black on the photograph itself to come out onto the layout, and that's why, to me, in my head, it balanced out the layout itself. I liked adding all of these different edges and elements to the pieces of paper, or else it would just be all very blocky and square. And so I cut kind of ticket stub onto the word happy die cut, and that to me looked fine, great. I liked it. It made me happy to have that kind of edge on the word happy itself. And so here I'm making decisions. I'm trying to make my mind up as I go, and even though I'm pretty hesitant about things like that, I decided that I needed to I try to hurry myself up. I don't know why it takes me so long to put a layout out together. And so I didn't think this ticket stub or piece of scrap paper needed anything else other than it being blank. I think having blank spaces on things, or white spaces on things, help your eye out a little bit. It doesn't seem overwhelming, and for someone like myself that likes to have a lot of elements on their blank spaces or big spaces of pieces of paper that don't have a lot of busyness can create the opposite effect, calmness, to a page as well. And so when you layer multiple things like this, at least in my case, it helps my eye. It can give space to the busyness of the background, or the fact that I have a lot of layers going on, if there's not so much pattern or print going on. Even though I am mixing prints, it's a little bit of the same thing. Like the yellow diagonal goes with this diagonal piece that has the word goals on it, and I did try to orientate that paper right behind the hello, except it was going to take away from it because it also had another piece of white background, and I didn't want that to happen. Here you can see me trying to negotiate spaces for these elements that I also fussy cut. I just cut out the word goals specifically for the layout, and so I realized that I didn't want it behind or covering the word, that camera piece, and so I decided to put it behind the hello, and that was okay with me because there was enough space on the die cut itself to go behind a word and it still not lose the effect or what it's looking like, because I have a lot of the same color elements going in front of or behind themselves. Or do you know what I'm saying? Because I just lost my train of thought. The ampersand I wanted as well because it is two people. So for me, the ampersand is great for when there's more than one person. So in this case, it's my nephew Ian and my other nephew Israel, or the other way around actually, because left to right it's Israel and then Ian. I loved this puffy sticker. I got these from Target, the Target dollar spot years ago. And it says the best never rests. I think that's a good kind of motto to give to someone, especially since this is a picture of them at their first day on the job. I think this was their actual first job too. The other one says, you've got this, and it's pointing to the two because I want them to have that same kind. I want the sentiment to go for both of them. And I also added in this third puffy sticker, or fourth actually, that says have fun. And then at this point, I decided that it was enough embellishing, and I wanted to do the title before I was left with no space to do the title on. So right here I have first job, but I do decide to add the word day. Even though I don't have an A, I invert a V to make it look like an A. And then with smaller stickers, you'll see that I write the word out on the, and I spell those out with smaller flat stickers. I am liking the stamping of the numbers or dates with these letter and number stamps, and I write out Fort Polk, Louisiana, because that's where they were stationed at the time. And here is how I thought I had finished the page. And at this point, it looks great to me. But then I started adding little stickers and other things that would help more emphasize the layout as it was to me. And I like the end look and the end result. I hope you enjoyed this layout. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.